Hello, I'm Stuart. We're at Munich High End 2024. I'm here with Martin from Java Audio, who is introducing a new amp at High End. We've reviewed I think the double shot,
standard double shot.
Standard double shot, which we thought was a really cool amplifier. I think we gave it 5 hearts.
You did.
Really enjoyed it. Very different looking amplifier, but as I say, we've got the new carbon.
That's right. This is the double shot carbon.
And Martin's going to tell you a little bit about the amplifier, what it does, how it's been improved, what's happened, and how it's evolved into what this is.
Terrific. Cool. Thanks, Stu. So yes, as Stuart said, this is the new Java Carbon double shot. And until we work out how to make a better integrated amplifier, this is the best integrated amplifier we know how to make. So as Stuart mentioned, it has some enhancements over the standard double shot. The most obvious one, and why it's called the Java Carbon, is the carbon fiber casework. So it's got 9mm thick carbon fiber casework, top and bottom. So that has excellent vibration dampening properties, which is partly why we're using it, but also excellent rejection of EMI and RFI interference. So it does make a difference, the carbon casework. We also have these beautiful metalled chromed knobs on the front, which is just an aesthetic touch. The Isoacoustics Gaia 4 feet. And then around the back we have the top of the line ETI Research silver connectors and the cryo binding posts. And a few little enhancements on the inside as well, once again all aimed at reducing noise and getting rid of RFI and EMI interference. So individually they're all subtle enhancements, but collectively they add up to a really nice difference in the sound quality. So all of those upgrades add €4,000, I think is the local pricing, give or take, to the price of the standard double shot.
So what does that take the price to?
So that brings it up to, I think the local pricing, and we normally price in US dollars, so it's 16,995 US, so I guess that's going to be 15 to 16-ish euros. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So not crazy money.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and that's sort of, we had a conversation earlier on about what pricing was on HiFi. We've walked about the show and been in a few rooms, and some of the prices are stratospheric. And I was really surprised at the price of this, and what we're going to talk with Thomas at Benny Audio next about. It's real world pricing, and it does, well, I haven't heard this model yet, but the original double shot sounded fantastic, really nice, very different, as I said. It looks different and it sounds great.
Yeah, thanks. Well, this is our the show debut for this model, but we started shipping it in December last year, the carbon model. So there's a carbon model of the single shot as well, which is the 200-watt version, single-ended, and this is the fully balanced version, the double shot, which is 400 watts per channel. XLR inputs on the back rather than the RCA inputs on the single shot. But since we launched this, it's been about 50% of our sales have been the carbon model, so it's really definitely striking a chord. And in fact, we've had a couple of our customers have, just to the point you were making, Stu, about the price, that have swapped out, you know, 30, 40,000 US dollar pre-power combos and said, this actually just sounds better. I didn't think that I would be able to pay this sort of money and get something that was actually better than a 30 or 40,000 pre-power combo. So we're really pleased, and you know, we're determined to try and keep it a little bit real on the pricing, you know, that you don't have to be a Russian billionaire to be able to afford HiFi, right? I
think one of the things that we've banged on for years, Lynn and I have banged on for years about how HiFi should also look interesting, and you've obviously gone, I don't want a box.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
This is, well, you can see it looks completely different to anything else out there on the market.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was a big part of our philosophy, the company philosophy. So of course, you know, your table stakes, it has to sound fantastic. That's a given, you know, sound quality first and foremost. But beyond that, it was about, well, we don't have to be, you know, any color you like so long as it's a silver or a black box, because that's pretty much what everything is. So we wanted to go with some more sculptural forms, some curves, different materials. Obviously we've got the carbon fiber on this one, but the standard ones have some beautiful real wood veneer finishes, and there's a bit of a mid-century vibe. I'm a big mid-century kind of furniture fan, so that was one of our kind of aesthetic touch points, was to try and do some of that. And you know, just a little anecdote, but a lovely piece of feedback we got, almost as nice as when someone emails to say your amps sound fantastic, was a customer that emailed to say, so I got the new Java amp and I went to put it in the rack over in the corner of the system, and my wife said, no, that's not going there, that's going out. I want to be able to see this amp. I want to be able
on
to...
the G plan.
Exactly, exactly. So that was like, oh great, it's working, you know, like this is not hi-fi to be hidden away.
Cool, yeah.
This is hi-fi that is a nice aesthetic piece in its own right.
Fabulous. If you get a chance to listen to any Java HiFi product at a show or at your distributor, your retailer, go and have a listen. They are completely brilliant. I really enjoy my time with it. So thank you very much. Hi, I'm still in the same room. We've just spoken to Martin from Java HiFi. I'm now with Thomas, who is a new name to me, the Benny Audio Odyssey turntable.
Benny Audio Odyssey, that's right.
We walked into the room and we had a look at this, and it's got an air of some other turntables that you will have seen in the last few years. And I asked the price of this turntable, and I was told how much it was, and I was completely gobsmacked. And I'll leave the price till the end when Thomas has given you a little bit of information about the turntable. But over to you. Tell us all about the turntable.
Thank you, Stu. So yeah, this is a turntable that I've been doing these turntables for like 8 years. And the immersion ball that you can see outside took me about 4 years to 5 years to make it. And then I started to think about how can I make a better turntable? So what can it be better? So some producers just take parts from one turntable, put it in the other parts, just change the body and you know, change the price tag. But I wanted to make something totally different. So I started to think from the scratch, so how to make it better. So I used all the experience that I had in the previous model, just make sure that this will be better. So you know, I make the better performance, like it turns better. So the wolf ladder is really on the top of the world, I can say it. And it's the isolation from the outside vibrations is really great. So it's no depth. You cannot hear anything except the music. And the arm is fantastic. It's 14-inch arm with all the regulations, straight wires. And what you can hear at the end is just the record, just the music, so you can be happy with what you really got.
So is this belt drive?
Yeah, this is a belt drive turntable. So the belt drive is hidden right here, so you don't have to play with how to place the motor. So some people are placing this farther, closer, and they play with the tension of the belt. Tension of the belt is really critical to get the right rotation. So here you don't have to play with the tension because you just play it, with the this front wall, and you don't have to worry about it. It's completely isolated, so it rests on this platform. So this is the first step of isolation from the external vibrations. This platform is equipped with a special feed I designed with my friend who's ceramic. He makes ceramics. So we invented these inverted ceramic cups we have inside. So we have 4 of these ceramic cups, down there we have 4 ceramic cups here, and this is isolated. So the main part is isolated from motor, and here we have aluminum POM inside and aluminum again. All of this with platters is about 62 kilograms. So it's really heavy. And inside we have 3 platters. So the first platter is stainless steel, which is the drive platter. Then we have the additional stainless steel platter, which gives some additional mass, and this is POM for the sound. These platters are separated, so they don't touch each other, so the vibrations do not go from one to the other one. So the top platter is completely isolated from external vibrations.
So you mentioned the arm's 14-inch arm.
It's 14-inch. Actually, you may make it like 10-inch to 14.5-inch.
Okay.
It depends on what you want to get and what the cartridge you are using, because it may be aligned with the cartridge and the compliance of the cartridge. Right now this is made for this Murakami Sumida, which is perfect match, and the weight is about 18 grams at the end, so effective weight. You can set the VTA on the fly right here, so you can set whatever you want. There's direct wires, as I said, and you can place up to 3 arms around this turntable.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
And the pricing of this, and it does look a little bit like a very famous turntable that costs 500,000 euros. This is 28 grand with the arm, which I think is, it's a lot of money, but it's compared to some of the products that are out there. I've not heard it yet, but it does seem to offer very good value for money. So thank you ever so much for talking to us. Thank you. I'm here with Gediminas from Audio Solutions, and we're going to talk about the new Figaro XL2s.
Yes, that's correct.
Which you can see there, and we've just sat down and had a listen to these. and they sound great. But they also look, the finish on these things is absolutely beautiful. We reviewed the smaller speakers a short while ago, the Figaro 2s, and the people that reviewed those really enjoyed them. But these are a bit of a different, the new XL2s are a bit of a different beast, much bigger. I'll hand over to Gediminas to tell you a little bit more about the speakers, and you can have them in all kinds of different colours, can't you?
Yeah, yeah. So basically what we have here is the same chassis, because it's the same line, speaker line, Figaro, as you reviewed, Figaro S2. So this is the biggest model in the Figaro range. So it shares the same technologies, the same drivers, just everything is scaled up. So we wanted this year at the show how really tall they are, the true scale of it, because usually what we have in the reviews, we have Model S, Model M, the smaller ones, the bookshelves, and yeah, this is the only place we can really show for people how big they are and how can they play in this small room even.
So kind of, how low do these go?
Sorry?
How low do these go? What hertz do these go down to?
Oh, 36, I believe, or 32, something like that.
Okay.
It's hard for me to remember all the parameters. We have quite a variety, as you know, speakers.
Absolutely.
We have 4 different lines, and each line consists from 5 to 7 different speakers. So, yeah, that's quite a count for us.
So we mentioned that you can get them in all different colours, and how does that work?
Yeah, we started in what's called bespoke trim. So we had 7 different matte colors with brass trimmings. But I'm kind of, all those 14 years as Audio Solutions is established, I always got the problem that speaker business and in general audio business doesn't move so fast as interior design. So naturally, it's kind of hard to place speakers in your living room. So I tried to solve this problem, and I introduced like a speaker configurator where you can change not only the color of the speaker, which usually are 3 or 4 colors offered by the manufacturers, and which really limits you as a person who's willing to place the speakers in the living room. So most of the times you're choosing black because they disappear in the room. So I try to avoid that, and well, my own liking is to have something, you know, completely unique and designed to myself, so something bespoke. So I thought, okay, let's do this in a little bit different level, and let's do this similar to car configurator, where you can configure all the aesthetics, meanwhile the technical parameters are staying the same. So yeah, right now we offer in total 18,000 different combinations. Oh, wow. So you can combine different color on the front. I mean front half of the part of the speaker.
Okay.
You can choose the back part color, so they can match the color. They can be different color, like with some textured 3D finishes. You can customize the rings. They can be black. They can match color. They can match color plus have accent ring on top of that. You can customize the trimming. If you don't like brass, for example, you don't have any brass accents in your living room, you have wood, for example. So we will add wood as well. We can add walnut, oak, all different metals as well, brass, aluminum, titanium. So the other thing, the feet, the spikes are standard, but you can configure them with isolation feet as well. You can add dedicated cable and so on and so forth, and that all results in 18,000 different different combinations. But our goal is to have around 100,000 combinations, so that each our speakers which are leaving our factory will be completely unique to the customer, and this should bring to the customer completely different experience in owning audio solutions, and completely different focus of how people perceive in general of buying speakers. I mean, why should we force them to buy black or white only?
Absolutely. As we were saying with Martin and Java HiFi, it's something different, and the whole black and white HiFi boxes and all the rest of it, it's very boring, and we've been banging on about that for years.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to see people are doing something different and having that ability to make something that is bespoke, but exactly how you want it is a really cool thing in my book. So how much is the basic pair, and what do they go to?
The basic Figaro XL is 21,000 euros per pair, including VAT. On top of that, you can configure, if you go crazy, you can configure about 25% more on top of that. But usually with normal selections like colors, some trimmings, feeds, and perhaps the rings around the drivers, you end up around 10% on top of the price, so which is pretty reasonable for having fully custom.
So you look at 23 grand is sort
of more or less closer to around 24, but yes, more or less like that.
Which seems a lot of loudspeaker for the money.
Yeah, I mean we have to somehow make the customer to believe, to try that at least, because this is completely new in the market, and I hope the customers will kind of embrace this and will like the idea, and we'll see how it goes. I'm planning to introduce not only the Figaro to this configurator as we are starting right now, but also the Virtuoso and the Vantage.
Okay.
So that will make more sense in full customization project as we are introducing right now. Figaro is just a start for us to embrace the people, to use it, to start using.
And what's the reaction been from?
Well, the people are very happy, to see they all recognize the idea about the car configuration. They compare it to that because it works like that. You can change a lot.
And this is all online? This is all on your website?
It's not fully released yet. We're still teasing and tweaking minor bugs. But yeah, it will be released officially about 1 month after Munich.
Fabulous.
So yeah, the thing I was afraid of, how distributors will embrace that, because having such a large options, it's kind of hard. But it's not a problem. We have a base models, which looks fabulous as well. So mostly people will be able to listen to the base model, and then they can configure to their liking. So, and if it doesn't matter for them the looks, only the sound,
get black or white.
they can have black or white. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.